Okay, so Leica users, SL3, the Godox X3 remote is causing the camera to freeze. And I'm talking the freeze point to where you have to take out the battery. And my last shoot, it froze up like 3 times. Now, here's the thing with the SL3. I've used the manual flashes on it, just straight 1-pin manual flashes on it. You'll take the picture, the screen will go orange, and then it'll go back to normal, which is not normal. The X3, again, causes it to freeze, both in TTL and in manual mode. The only thing that got this to work so far normally is putting this in legacy mode, and that's in your menu system. Um, Let me just show you just to make sure. The only reason why is because if this is making this camera freeze to that point where you have to take the battery out, I'm worried that it is going to cause damage to the camera. Every time I had like the M11s, when they started freezing like this, when I constantly had to take out the battery, sooner or later the camera just died. It just froze up and it wouldn't come back on. That's what I'm worried about. Is this going to happen? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's going to happen with this, but from past experiences, that's what happened for me. Now, putting this in legacy mode, I'm hoping you can see this. Go into the settings, and then you're going to see legacy right there, and you just turn it on. So you click it and make sure it's on. That's it. Now, this is going to force you to shoot in manual only with this. But when this is in legacy mode, I'm not getting freeze ups and I'm not getting weird screen issues. So that's the only way I can use my Godox flashes with this. And I haven't had enough time to use this even in legacy mode. In other words, I need to do a couple shoots with it before I can decide whether it fixes that issue of freezing this camera or not. The other option is the X Pro 2 for Leica. So Leica did put out the X Pro 2 in the Leica version. I haven't used this enough to try or to say it works in TTL without freezing the camera yet. I will continue to use this and let you know. But right now, this I can definitely say use this in legacy mode until they do a software update or Leica does a software. I don't know whose issue it is. If it's obviously it's probably X3. But here's the thing: even manual flashes, 1-pin manual flashes on this causes problems with this camera. Causes funky things to go with the screen. So, you know, it's leaning more towards the camera than it is all the other flashes. Obviously I can use Profoto, but for a lot of people, they dump $7,500 into this camera body. They don't want to dump another $7,000 into lighting with Profoto. It works. It's not the greatest in TTL, but it still works. There's no freeze ups, so that's a good thing. But again, like I have all this Godox gear and I don't want to get rid of it just because it's not operating correctly with the SL3, so I'm really mentally fighting that back and forth. It's bugging me. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I just wanted to put this out there for you because, I've been using this on the Q2. I haven't had issues with it, but on the SL3, I'm having major issues with it. So legacy mode so far is what's working for me. And I'll keep you updated on what's going on with it. And I'm reaching out to both Godox and Leica to figure this out. Hopefully somebody comes up with something where you can actually use this in the regular mode, again, not the legacy mode, and in TTL. So hopefully they do an update for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them below. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this to your attention.